the problem I think a lot of white, mostly male, writers who write about First Nations issues is there is a tendency to like mansplain things, you know, to like there's a tendency to side on the you know, to side with the government or to side with whoever and say, look, you're getting all this free stuff here, so that's one thing that I don't want to do ever, and I try to make it like. Often you'll see an article about First Nations issues and like one First Nations person, one Indigenous person is interviewed, the rest are white politicians. Quote First Nations people, specifically try and get First Nations women, because if all of the voices that we hear in media, this is like if there's a pyramid or if this is, you know, if there's a ladder, they're at the bottom. Like there, you never get that perspective, ever. Even missing and murder articles, like oddly, there's a lot of men being quoted there. Whatever. But mostly, the thing that has helped me the most, be there when there's good news. Be there when something good is happening, and highlight the good things. They need to hear about good news, and they need to hear, because there are so many good, exciting, awesome Indigenous people in this country that are doing, you know, that are faced with these obstacles, and it doesn't matter, they're overcoming those obstacles, you know, and they're doing amazing things. And I think that if you're there for that, like, Kahnawake is a great example. La Presse never writes about Kahnawake unless they're threatening to evict non-natives. They show up when that happens. What do you think? How do you think the reporter is greeted when the only time they've ever set foot on the reserve, very fucking sheepishly might I add, like, you know, the only time they ever fucking set foot on the reserve is to take a giant shit on the reserve. When I call these people up, they know that I was there when something good happened and that I really wanted to make sure that other people knew. Because it's like, it's very important. And the way that we talk about First Nations issues is super simplistic and it can be very condescending. And I've had people ask me, like, and I've had people confront me, and I fucked up really bad on my coverage of First Nations issues where the article fed into negative stereotypes or the article hurt people, and I feel terrible about it. And it happened very recently, might I add. I had someone ask me the other day, oh, you're doing Indigenous issues in Gazette, why aren't you an Indigenous person? She was an Indigenous person. I didn't know what to tell her. It's like, well, you're right. This is pretty bad, I know, I'm sorry. Like, that's it, you win. Like, there's no argument there, you're right, you know? So, sorry. 1 million directions.